Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie Schlute. I am your psychic success coach, and this reading is specific for past life regression. The way this particular reading is going to work is you must understand first and foremost that we have many lives. We are an infinite soul that continues to reincarnate on the earth plane in order to have human experiences to grow, expand, and learn. What can happen is that sometimes our past life experiences might bleed over into the current lifetime. And what that may do is cause anxieties, phobias. You may have different affinities to things that you don't really understand why, that aren't of this particular lifetime that you're experiencing now. And so it can be extremely helpful to understand a little bit about your past lives in order to heal some of those wounds that might be interfering with your progress in this current lifetime, or to understand yourself on a deeper level, why you have some of the habits, patterns, and things that you currently are experiencing. Keep in mind, we've had hundreds and sometimes even thousands of lifetimes. And of course, there are so many wonderful memories that come from our past lives as well. Some really wonderful experiences. But typically the ones that tend to bleed over are sometimes the ones that are a little heavier, a little darker. And for that reason, they affect us and we are more aware of it. Now, in this reading, you might be able to experience a variety of different past lives. I'm going to have you choose one pile that resonates with you most, and then you'll be able to jump ahead in the video to go ahead and look at what that reading is for you in particular. This over here is going to be pile 1. If you enjoy using a crystal to help you choose and resonate with a specific pile, pile 1 has a moonstone on it. Pile 2, we have a pink agate. Pile 3, there is a hematite. Pile 4 over here is your moss agate. And then pile 5 over here is a green emerald. So take a moment, look at each of these piles, sense which one jumps out to you most to help you understand, learn more about yourself, your soul, and some of your past lives. Welcome to pile 1 of past life reading. So I've started with 3 tarot deck cards here to give you an overview of the lifetime that might be influencing you right now. It may be coming into play in your life in a variety of ways. We have the death card. The death card means big transitions. So it doesn't necessarily mean death in and of itself, but it could be a new chapter in your life, something that is changing and transitioning right now. And often the death card can actually be a very good card depending on what that transition is for you. I'm going to say for you, this is a really good time of transition in your life because you also have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is empowered. She is strong. She is calm and collected. She's the master of her own mind and her own life. So this is a very powerful card. You're in a really great space in your life during this big transition that you're currently going through. But we also have over here the card of strength. This is also a major deck. And when it's inverted, often we are struggling. You might be struggling mentally, emotionally. You might be struggling with this big life shift that is currently going on for you. But keep in mind, underneath it all, you have the power to shift through this transition that you're currently going through. I'm going to bring up your past life card, which is Farm. So what this entails is that there was a lifetime where you were very closely connected to the earth. Perhaps you were a farmer, you lived on a farm, you worked on a farm, or perhaps this past lifetime was in rural times where you really lived off the land. You were much more connected to the earth in this past lifetime. And that is going to come into play right now with this big transition that you have going on in your life and feeling stuck. The earth, getting back to your roots, getting back to the essentials of what you need in life, getting back to the basics. Often, in this day and age, we are all on our computers. We are all on our phones. We are connected to social media. We tend to be in this go, go, go lifestyle where everything is instant. You can order food from anywhere at any moment and just have it in a few minutes, where everything is so instant and right at your fingertips that often we lose sight of the bigger picture in life. And what I'm sensing for those of you that picked pile 1 is that it's going to be very important to you to get back to the roots of what life is really about. The basics of life. Life is about enjoying and being present in your everyday life. And instead of getting caught up in social media, in your phone, in all of the quick-paced lifestyle that we tend to live in this day and age in 2020, it's time to get back to the basics of really taking your time, of being grateful and appreciative for the food on your table, for, working for the things that you desire, being grateful for the process inside your journey. What I'm sensing here and what I'm picking up from your guides and angels is that there's some struggle happening. You're really struggling with this life change, even though underneath it all, you have all the strength and power in your mindset. All you need to do is shift your perspective, is to come back to the essence of who you are, which is very grounded, very stable, and being grateful and appreciative for all those little things that life has to offer you. Kind of taking a step back and gaining perspective on what your life is really about. I'm sensing that there's a lot of mental fixation on things that don't serve you right now. You're putting a lot more importance on these little things that actually, in the big picture, the big scheme of things, don't really matter. And because your mind is fixated on the things that don't matter, you're going through a big transition right now. And what will help you guide you in your life at this moment, and from past life help as well, is shifting to a new mindset of being much more grounded, much more open, and seeing your life for what it is. Just looking at the big picture of things so that you can transition even better through whatever major shift you're going through in your life right now. Your next two cards. Wow, 2 kings. How interesting. That is so interesting. Of all the cards that have left, out of the deck, you actually got 2 different kings. We have the King of Air. This represents brilliance, profession, diplomatic, being impartial, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. So the king has a very strong energy, a very powerful energy. And what I'm sensing here is that this big life shift that you are going through, your king energy, your power and your strength is going to get you through it. And part of the power and strength is going to be, you might actually be going through a big transition in your career. I'm sensing that because, there's a mention of the professional advice and, mental, emotional things, there might be a big career transition happening for you right now. And this is where, as you shift into the mindset of being extremely professional, being very aware of who you go to for advice, this is your passion. When we look at, in this particular tarot deck, it's the unicorns, but they represent the wands in your everyday deck. And that is the passion that you have for your life. That's your spirit, that's your drive. And so you're going through a transition with your career, with your life, with your success, with getting really into alignment with your higher purpose. The things that you are really excited to do here in this lifetime that may have to do with your career. This could also be, maybe you're doing some work outside of work that is becoming very fulfilling for you. But you're in your power right now to make these big changes. So if you're feeling any resistance, right? This strength card, if you're feeling a lot of resistance, know that this is the time for you to change. Just get grounded. Your past life experiences are supporting you, are going to help you in this big life transition that you are going through right now. And then over here we have the King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. Interesting. I hadn't even looked at this yet, but I was already picking up that whether it's your career or the words came to me of creating a charity or creating some sort of nonprofit or doing something outside of your current life that becomes very fulfilling, that fulfills your passions, that fulfills your needs, that maybe you've been thinking about doing for a while and you just haven't gotten around to it yet. Now is the time of watching this. I'm telling you right now, this is when you're ready to take action. And I find it very interesting that your cards are very connected here with the big life transition and then being in your passion and your power, and then you're feeling stuck in your own strength and your own power. But the card that you're receiving is to just trust, to have compassion. open your heart and mind. This energy, this king inside of you, this power of love, connection, compassion, non-judgment, being truly present with yourself and others, this is going to heal this card right here. You will gain your strength back by being very open and just being honest and real, just being very transparent about you and your life. You're going to change on a very energetic and emotional level as you step into whatever life purpose you have been thinking about and is coming to you right now. And also, talk about your feelings and tell a friend how you feel. Just be yourself. You're a great person enjoying yourself. So this is going to help you reach that new goal. These cards here specifically are really pulling you into this big life transition and helping you. Again, it's interesting that we have two cards that are inverted. Just being yourself is part of the struggle with your inner strength right now. Those are very closely connected. But again, the King of Water, being compassionate and trustworthy and really stepping into who you truly are, is going to help transition that for you. And then when it comes to talk about your feelings, tell a friend how you feel. Start talking. Start expressing some thoughts and ideas, some passions of yours that have been on the back burner. Maybe they've been in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, I'll do that later. And then it's 5 years later, 10 years later, and you still haven't, moved forward in your life and accomplished or had the adventure that you really want to with your true passions. Maybe it's time to volunteer some time at a shelter that you've been wanting to experience. Maybe it's time to create that nonprofit, to do some charity work, to shift your career so that you're feeling more fulfilled with your passion. And the easiest way for you to figure this out is going to be to talk about it. Just start bringing it up. Just start mentioning the idea to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers, whoever it is you talk to, because as you start verbalizing it, you're putting it out into the universe. You're actually putting your intention out there so that you start to bring it to fruition, so that you actually start making it happen. The moment you start talking about it, people are going to come into your life. People are going to come in and start helping you. And they're going to be like, hey, I know someone who has also been doing that for many years. Let me hook you up with this person, because they're going to give you, the connection, a foot in the door, so to speak, for what you want to create, for this big passion that you are transitioning in your life. And then I also just want to take a note that, yes, I do have, two of the unicorn cards set out here, but I find it lovely that you have so many horses in here, right? Horses have a very strong energy. They are strength. They are powerful. They are very intuitive. And we have all these unicorns and horses for you. Their energy moves forward. It is time to move forward. You have a lot of energy that is pushing you. You are ready. It's no longer time to hesitate. Just get over whatever inner struggles that you might be having, any doubts, any fears. Just allow yourself to be yourself. I feel like you've been holding back. You're kind of living your life in the everyday and just playing it safe, but it's time to really open up and be yourself. Show people who you are. Start creating these big life changes for yourself so that you feel more joy, more satisfaction. And your past life is here to help you. You have some strength in your past life, so really get grounded in that, and it's really helping you in this lifetime. I see this as a very positive past life reading for you, that you actually have some past lives that have a lot of strength and are serving you now. So take some time to meditate, to connect with your higher self, and connect with all these energies and the wisdom of your higher self, because your higher self holds energy, wisdom, and knowledge from all of your past lives. So you have some past life wisdom that is going to help you in this lifetime now. Go ahead and utilize that. Connect with your intuition, because you have a lot of beautiful, wonderful, big things coming for you. And it's just going to take a little bit of inner work to get the courage to make these changes, but it's going to turn out beautifully. You're going to have so much joy, so much love. You're going to be so much more in your divine purpose in this lifetime as you make this transition. So Congratulations on that one. This is really wonderful. If you enjoyed this reading and this video here, please give it a like and subscribe so you can, find out more and watch more of these readings for yourself. And then if you're interested in doing any one-on-ones, I would be more than happy to do a reading for you and even coach you along. You've got some big life stuff going on. So if you're the type of person who's ready for some more inner guidance, I would be happy to coach you around your specific needs, these specific life changes, help you to transition your mindset so that you actually start creating what you want in your life so much faster. Make sure to check out the link in the description below and set up a session with me if you are so interested. For those of you that chose pile 2 for the past life reading, this is your initial setup. So this is currently what you are experiencing in this lifetime. Over here we have the star. So the star typically represents your intuition, your connection to the universe, your connection to God, your angels, your spirituality, and that inner knowing that everything is on the right path. But it's inverted here, which means there's a bit of a struggle going on. You're actually struggling with your spirituality. You might be struggling with your faith, in life, in your path, in direction. Maybe it might be something surrounding religion as well. Over here we have the sun. The sun is powerful and bright, but again, it is inverted, which means you might be experiencing a little bit of depression right now. You might be feeling lost and confused, which is why you landed on this card reading in the first place. You're wanting some direction because you're not having any kind of faith in God or the universe or whatever higher source you believe in. There's a little bit of a disconnect, and it's causing you to feel lost and disconnected here. We also have the chalice of 7, the cups of 7. So this here is a representation of illusions. There are some illusions that are holding you back. And I think this is all very tightly connected, that when we are not clear on who we are, what we are, and our deeper connection to the universe, to God, and to the light that is within all of us, we tend to feel like there's a disconnect. And also that these illusions are really holding you back from getting clarity in your life. Now, the specific past life card that came up for you, interestingly enough, is spirituality and religion, which very closely ties over to the star card. What I am sensing for most of you that picked this particular deck is that in a past life, you had some really big struggles around spirituality. Keep in mind, over the centuries, there have been many different religions, whether it's, the origins of the Catholic Church, or even if we go back to Egyptian times, the religion and the way things were set up in previous centuries was very repressive. It's still happening in the world in certain areas, in certain specific churches, where it is really pushed that we are sinners, that in order to experience enlightenment, in order to be one with God, in order to go to heaven, there were a lot of rules and regulations. You had to do A, B, C, D, and you had to give money to the church. And, in certain times of religion, if there were lots of gods and goddesses, there were sacrifices, there were all these rituals and things that you had to do in order to be one with God, in order to be connected to the divine, in order to be considered a good person and go to heaven. And so I'm sensing that there was a lot of confusion that has pulled over from other lifetimes that is actually interfering with you in this lifetime as well. So if you're struggling on a spiritual level, if you're feeling disconnected to your church, your spirituality, disconnected to God, disconnected to your angels and the divine, know that there are some past life issues around that. And some of it might still be repeating itself in this lifetime. I think for a certain percentage of you, a smaller percentage of you, you're struggling with current spiritual and religious things that may have happened to you in the recent past or even distant past. What I'm here to let you know is that you are always connected to God. You are always connected to the divine. You always have access to your angels and your spirit guides of the highest love and light. You are never separate. You are never separate from your intuition, from the guidance of the universe. It is an illusion It is an illusion that there is separation between you and God. You are an expression of God. God created himself in human form in order to experience what life was like in all of these different personalities and all of these different lifetimes with all of these different scenarios. And so you are an expression of God now and always. And your higher self, your higher soul always knows that. And so for you, it's just going to be shifting your perspective around your divine connection, starting to know that your intuition is always there for you. God is always communicating to you. Your angels, your guides are always communicating to you to reconnect into your spirituality, because it's so important to be connected to that. That is where, your faith comes in and you start to feel more one with your purpose in this lifetime. Your next two cards, Two of Earth. Too much going on at once, need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. I'm sensing that there, because of some past life issues, situations, downfalls, shortcomings of spirituality and religion, there's a lot of rules that you've been kind of playing by, that there's this duality of yes and no, this or that, black and white, and you have to do this in order to reach heaven, all of those things that are kind of struggling with. But I want to challenge you to open yourself up, to be more playful in your spiritual approach, to be a little more open so that you can really connect into that energy of the divine that is already within you, that is already speaking to you now and always. And over here we have the Nine of Air. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. So this is an inverted card, and often the inverted card can mean one of two things, and sometimes even both, is that this is feeling kind of stuck, and or it is also shifting. So you might have been feeling a little bit stuck lately in your mindset, again, with those illusions that have been coming up. If you've been expecting the worst, when you expect the worst, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It makes it difficult to sleep. You feel unsettled. You're feeling very kind of disorganized and confused in life. And a lot of that is just coming from those illusions of the mind, illusions of what spirituality and religion are actually meant to be. It's very easy to get cookie cutter on what spirituality means and what religion means, but really there's as many different versions of spirituality and religion as there are humans throughout all of existence. Everyone's relationship with their spiritual life is different from one another. And so this is where we can really play and experiment and go deep and have fun playing with your own spirituality. Don't get stuck in expecting the worst or thinking, if I do one thing wrong, I'm a sinner and therefore I'm going to hell. You create your own hell when you have thoughts like that. So open yourself up to the possibility of perhaps this lifetime and every lifetime is not just about being perfect. Perhaps it's actually about experiencing life. It's okay if we make mistakes, especially when you were attempting to do your best and then it turned out to be a mistake by accident. You didn't know that the outcome was going to be like that. Let it go. Allow yourself to play more. Allow yourself to experiment more. Allow yourself to be freer to make mistakes, to have failures, so that you can learn and move forward. And if you do feel like you've failed in any ways, that you've messed up, do not continue to punish yourself. Let it go. You did the best you could. And the only way to move forward and be your best from here on out is to release and let go of all of those things so that you can be more in your own power. I have a great video on letting go, and I'll do my best to link that up in this particular video so that I'll put it in the corner for you. But I want you to be easier on yourself. Be more loving to yourself. Have more compassion and forgiveness for you and everyone in your life, for people that have wronged you in the past, for whoever in the past has created a kind of a crutch in your spiritual life. Just open yourself up to these possibilities. I'm also sensing that most of you have also had very good lifetimes with spirituality and religion. You have had lifetimes that you were very spiritually connected. And so that will help you in your current lifetime, because these first cards are what you're experiencing now. You're experiencing a lack of connection to the divine. But I'm here to tell you, you already have it within you. You already have that spiritual connection with your religion and your own spirituality. You are, like I said, you are always connected to the divine, to God, to your angels, to your guides of the highest love and light. And therefore, all you have to do is just remember that truth. Remember the truth of who you really are, which is an infinite, expansive soul that is always moving forward in a beautiful way. And your last two cards here are thankful. Think about the people and things you feel grateful for, worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Be coming from a state of gratitude, appreciation, and thankfulness. This is what spirituality is really about. Spirituality is really about being grateful for everything you have in this moment, being grateful for every experience in your past, all the good, all the bad, all the indifferent, and being grateful for everything that God has for you in the near future as well, and the far future. Be grateful for every life experience you have. Be grateful for the little things in life, for having food on your table, for having a roof over your head. Be grateful for the people in your life, because gratitude is the energy of God. That is the energy of the divine. That is your spirituality. That is your deeper connection that will serve you to help you manifest more of what you desire in this life. And just know that even if you feel like it's not happening right away, for many of you, I feel like this journey that you're going through right now, it's going to take some time. But keep with it. Keep connecting spiritually. Keep channeling your angels and the divine. Continue to talk to God. Continue to pray. Continue to worship and be grateful for the life that you have, for being in this body, for being in this lifetime, for the lessons you've learned, for the experiences you've been able to have, and be grateful for all that you want to manifest in the future. And continue to be patient with that. Just know that for some of you, this awakening is going to happen very quickly, but for many of you, this is a long journey, right? The journey never ends. There is no end point. It's not like we come here and we're just ready. There's point A and point B and we're trying to get there. It is ever expansive. Just as with me, your spiritual journey is going to continue to evolve your entire lifetime. And even if you feel like it's not transitioning fast enough for you, keep at it, because you are here to experience that divine connection while you are in human form. So whenever your aha moment is, your breakthrough, your deeper connection, just know that it is on its way. It may take you weeks, it may take you months. For some of you, it might be a couple of years before you really feel deeply connected to God and your spirituality, and that's okay too. Even when you hit that point, there is always more to come. There is always another level. There is always more for you. And this is part of your journey. A big part of your journey is connecting to that higher source so that you may enjoy life to the fullest. Beautiful, beautiful message here. I think this is a really lovely reading for all of you. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And for those of you who would like to go a little bit deeper with your readings or looking for some coaching and guidance in this area of your life, feel free to reach out to me. I will leave a link in the description below so that you can book a session so that we can go deeper and I can help guide you through this beautiful time in your life. For those of you that chose pile 3 with the hematite, this here is your initial deck of cards that represents what you've currently been experiencing. Right here in the middle, we have the Lovers. The Lovers actually, more often than not, represents the duality within you. So it's not always necessarily a relationship, although it can be. It often represents a relationship within yourself, the masculine and the feminine energy within you. It is in reverse, and it's a major deck card, which means this is a fairly large life experience that you've been going through recently, where maybe you're having a little bit of an inner struggle, trying to figure yourself out, balancing your life in some way, and it's been feeling a little sticky. There's been some issues around this. just know that the beauty is you also have the World card, which means this is another big life event. The World card means things are moving forward with you. Things are coming to fruition, to completion. There might be some travel involved as well. But for you, things are transitioning. I feel a lot of movement with this card, that you're kind of figuring yourself out. And a lot of the struggle with figuring yourself out is just being a little bit naive in a way. We have the chalice of 6 over here, of not really understanding yourself. And there may be areas of your life that you've been struggling with that you maybe just haven't been paying attention to. You've noticed that you're experiencing some struggles or some imbalances, maybe some things that you've been aware of, and it might even be some things that you've been avoiding for a while. But now that you're looking a little more inward, things are going to be shifting for you. Things are actually moving forward in your life, and you have a lot of big things to come, which is really exciting. Your past life card that you received is angels. How beautiful is that? You have a lot of angels on your side that are supporting you right now in your life. You've had angels with you in every lifetime. For those of you who don't know much about angels, every human has at least 2 guardian angels that are with them from the time of their birth to the time of their death. So know that you have angels that are always here guiding you, that you can actually connect with. You can see them, you can hear their voices, you can receive guidance from them. And they each have their own unique abilities and powers that were delegated specifically for you in this lifetime. And so it's like having 2 best friends that are very smart, very wise, and can always be there for you to help you through these big transitions in your life. You may have even been an angel in a past lifetime. Keep in mind that when it comes to past lives, we are an infinite soul, and our soul loves to reincarnate in different ways in order to have different experiences. This is why we come back to Earth so many different times. This is why we live in other realms and experience other planets, other different dimensions and experiences. And one of the possibilities is that you are also or have, or maybe even have a parallel life right now where you are an angel for someone else. I have connected with my own guardian angels through some deep meditation work, and I found that I actually have 3 guardian angels, and each one of them I have had past lives with. So there's a good chance that you have been an angel for other people in their life. You have been a guardian angel for someone else, but you also have guardian angels that are here with you, and they have most likely had some past lives with you as well. So it's a really beautiful experience to connect in that way. I do hold workshops where I teach you and guide you through meditation to connect with your guardian angels and go deeper. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to join my email list so that you can find out when I have these types of workshops going on. We can also do one-on-one sessions to help you connect with your guardian angels, and I can teach you how to do that as well. But just know that this is really beautiful. You really have a lot of angels on your side right now that are helping guide you through all these different life situations that you're currently experiencing. Next, we have the 5 of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. So this is very interesting. There's been some duality, some struggle with yourself and your masculine and feminine energy. The 5 typically represents kind of things falling apart. There's a little bit of chaos going on. So there might be some things within you that are feeling a little bit challenging right now. You might be, again, struggling in a way, but just know that your angels are there to help support you and guide you through this time, whatever life events are going on with you, so that you can move towards coming into more full fruition of where you want to go in this current lifetime. The Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, witty, objective decision making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. So queens tend to represent a very strong, powerful, connected energy, often very intuitive and dialed into your life. Again, a little bit of independence and experience. And so it's interesting that we have this in reverse, which means there's a little bit of struggle there. And you also had the Chalice of 6, which very closely correlates. You're not really experiencing your independence and your realistic power right now, which both of these cards are coming through for you. So it's really about just reminding yourself that you are powerful. You are connected. You do have angels supporting you. You are not lost. You are not, on your own in your life journey. And it's going to be a little bit of shifting into your power that's going to allow you to come to full fruition with your life journey, or the next step, the next phase of travel, of connection, of kind of bringing some fruition to where you're at in this stage of your life. So you have a lot of things supporting you, but there's also, I'm sensing a little bit of just lack of knowledge and lack of awareness. A lack of awareness in certain things that can help support you. You now know that you have angels, so you are no longer naive or not noticing that your angels are there. Now that you have that awareness, you can utilize them to give you guidance through your intuition to help you on your path. So just know that these are all shifting and changing right now, which is a really wonderful thing. We also have for you one step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true, which is exactly how life works. And then try something new. You'll only know that you can do something if you try. So for you, there is some transition. I'm sensing that part of your struggle, the duality that you're experiencing, a little bit of the frustration in your current life, is because you're currently coming from a space where you believe that changes happen really big and all at one time. But in reality, the truth of the matter is things happen little by little. It is little teeny tiny changes and steps forward that we take every single day that actually get you to where you want to be. That it's the little daily things that we do, the little daily thoughts we think, the words we speak, the actions we take that bring the big changes, that bring things into fruition in our life. And so just a nice reminder that one step at a time, this is really changing. This is moving for you. I'm not feeling like this is a big stuck. I'm feeling as if you're already shifting out of this pattern and really starting to understand it and bring it into play more in your life. And when it comes to trying something new, that is part of this little steps at a time, right? Taking one step at a time to get to where you want your life to be, using your angels and getting outside of your comfort zone, really trying something new. You might make some new friends here, right? We've got a dolphin, we've got the unicorn, and we have the killer whale. Make some new friends, experience new people in your life, try new things, because your current patterns or the past patterns that you've had have caused you to feel a little bit stuck. And it's a little naive to think that if you continue to do things the exact same way, that you're suddenly going to get a different result. So to get a new result, a new outcome that you're really looking for, I highly recommend that you start taking some new actions, reaching out to new things in your life. And your guides and angels are there to really help support you on this journey that you are experiencing. So I hope you all really enjoyed this reading here. It's a really beautiful reading that you have in this one. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a like and a thumbs up. Subscribe and stay tuned for more readings as well. For those of you that chose pile 4, this is your initial deck. We have the Moss Agate. This deck is a representation of what you're currently experiencing in this lifetime. We have here in the center Temperance. This is a major deck card, which means it's a big element, a big part of your life right now. It's coming into balance, right? Balancing our life. We have water, which is very fluid, and often there is a dance, so to speak, when it comes to how we feel, how we think, and how we experience our life. For you, we also have the Devil. Now, the way I always see the Devil is through the subconscious mind and the ego. The beliefs and the things that are holding us back from being in our power, from creating a lot of balance in our life. So there's a little bit of a struggle with you in the mind, in the subconscious, some patterns, some habits, some ways of thinking that might actually be holding you back a little bit right now from experiencing this balance. And then we have the Seven of Swords inverted. And so here, this is really about being committed and creating some changes in your life so that you can bring this balance to your life and balance out some of the subconscious patterns that are actually holding you back from what you truly want to create and manifest right now. I'm sensing that you have the ability to manifest great things in your current life, and most likely you jumped into this card reading because you are feeling like there's some sort of influence over you that may be holding you back. You might be feeling a little bit stuck right now, and I feel like part of that might be because things may not be in complete balance for you. You want to be in balance, and for some of you there might actually be some balance. Maybe you're balanced in certain areas of your life, but not in the area that you're currently looking to heal right now, right? Balance can come in a lot of different ways. And so just keep yourself open to which areas of your life you do feel balance and which ones you don't. And the areas that you're not feeling balanced, really look at what are your patterns, your thoughts, and your beliefs around those areas of your life, because that's why you're not feeling imbalanced in certain spaces. And then just really commit to making those changes so that things can start to come into fruition to you. You do have some beautiful balance though. So keep focusing on the gratitude for the areas of your life that you do experience a lot of balance, because that is serving you very well. There's a lot of positive to this initial read as well of where you're at right now. You're very strong-willed. You're very committed to making shifts in your life. You're committed to having balance in your life. But there is an underlying theme of something that's holding you back just a little bit in certain areas, not everywhere, every area, and maybe not even all that often, but it's just this overlooked kind of egoic pattern that might be getting in the way of what you truly want to manifest and create in your life. And for your past life card, we have a ship. So you may have had a lifetime where you were on the sea, where you actually were out in the ocean a lot more often. Ships and the ocean also represent that inner world, right? That the water is a very strong representation of our own inner depth and awareness. So for you, what I'm sensing is, I'm actually sensing multiple meanings for those of you that chose this pile 4. There's a lot of ways we can go with the ship. So I actually want you to just take a moment to take in this photo. Take in this image. And you may even want to meditate on this image. Because for you, it's going to be, for each one of you, it's going to be slightly different what this particular card represents. For some readings, it's very clear and it's very general, but there's actually a lot going on with this one, and I'm picking up many different meanings. There's at least a dozen or more different meanings, depending on who's watching this right now. And so I can't go into each one of those because there's so many of them. Sometimes it's a little bit of a split and there's 2 different meanings, but there's a lot of different meanings for this one. So it's not going to be as specific and generalized as some of the other decks or cards that I've pulled. So take some time. Really think about it. Are there any fears or phobia around drowning? You know, maybe you've had a past life where you were on a ship and you drowned, and now your ego and your subconscious is holding on to these patterns that are causing a lack of balance in your life. For some of you, it may have been a very positive experience and you're feeling disconnected from this lifetime, and that might be holding you back. You might need to commit to getting back in the water or on the water. There may be something related there that's going to bring you into balance. I know for myself, I'm very drawn to the ocean. I've always lived by the ocean. And for me, it's extremely important to connect with the ocean. I love walking down to the beach and standing in the water. I have a strong, passionate desire to learn how to sail, to be on the ocean more often. And for those of you who are experiencing what I experience, this may mean that you've had some really deeply connected lifetimes with the ocean, and it brings you a lot of clarity. Actually, for me, standing in the ocean, I'm able to channel my guides and angels so much easier because there is a cleansing energy. The ocean water holds information and power. And so I just want you to play around with what this might mean for you and meditate on this one a little bit. And for those of you, if you want to go deeper, feel free to reach out to me for a one-on-one because there are some unique things for each one of you when it comes to this card. Our next 2 cards here, we have the 10 of Water. a connection and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. Beautiful card. This really represents a lot about your family and your life. It is inverted, so there might be some things that you're currently struggling with your life when it comes to your family, having trusting relationships. There might be a few things that are feeling a little sticky in this area. But just know that all of this can be reversed. I'm not sensing a very heavy energy with this particular reading. So for most of you, this is just an area that's in transition. This is an area that you want to have a little bit more balance, and you're ready to commit, right? Underneath, this is all about committing and making those changes. You're ready to commit and actually work on this area of your life. And it will come to fruition. It will come to balance very, very easily. All you have to do is put a little bit of focus on healing your relationships and your family. It's just a little more quality time, being present, being very mindful and in the moment when you are with your family and your friends. That's all you need. It's a very, very simple answer to healing your family and friend relationships. Just become more present and have some quality time there. 4 of air. The rest, time to rest, or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So I'm sensing that a lot of you are kind of in busy mode, in hustle mode. There are some things that you need to shift in your life, but your thoughts are getting in the way. There's like this either or mentality where I either provide for my family and I'm busy and I work and I hustle, or I rest and all of that goes away. And that's just not true. I'm sensing that there's a lack of self-care going on with you, that you need more rest. You need more vacation time. You need more you time to meditate, to go inward. And it's funny that I mentioned, it says meditate for your answers. And you're the only group that I said meditate in the reading so far. And you got the ship that I was like, meditate on that. And so your answers are going to come in through meditation. I know there's some resistance here. You're not feeling like you want to do this kind of work, or maybe, you should, and you do want to do it. You're just not making the time for it. I highly encourage you to start making time for these things, because that is how everything is going to come back into balance for you. You will come back into balance when you sharpen your knife, right? It's one of those things where if we hustle, and we keep moving and we're not paying attention to things like our friends, our family, and balance in life, then we break down. And then we're just not as effective. We're not as efficient in anything that we do, including our work, our finances, and things like that. So make sure that you are doing the self-care stuff so that you can be your sharpest and your best for the rest of your life. This is a very important habit to learn, right? All that wonderful self-care. And so as we continue to move forward with your final cards here, true. Yes, what you're asking about is the truth. Interesting. So if you had an intention that you set before this card reading, before this past life regression, maybe you've already been contemplating some past life issues that you've had, some past life interference, what you've been thinking about is true. You've already had some ideas. Oh, I need to come into more balance with my family life. Exercise. Maybe you've been thinking I need to do more running, walking, swimming, or otherwise move your body, giving that because it's going to give you more energy and happiness. You already have the answers within you. That is what this is telling you. You have the answers within you. You just need to meditate. You need to take care of your body. You need to do a little bit of inner work, spend some time with your friends and family, and come back into balance. This is all about coming back into balance for you, right? The earth, the ocean, the ships, the sea is always in balance, right? There's an ebb and flow to life, and there is a give and take. When it comes to this temperance card, it's 2 cups that are pouring water back and forth. And when you look at the ocean and ships that sail in the ocean has tides that are constantly pulling and contracting, just like the water is pouring back and forth. Just like there is a time and place for the work and the hustle, and there is a time and place for the self-care, the exercise, and being with your family. You have the answers within you already. So just be true to what's coming through for you. Your intuition is already guiding you. I feel very strongly that those of you that pulled this particular pile, You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what you need. You are actually very connected to your intuition. I'm getting a lot of you're dialed in. You just have a little bit of the ego that's overriding you. Keep in mind, the devil, this ego card is, your ego is going to be very loud. Your ego is going to be that angry voice, the forceful voice, the pushy voice that you hear in your mind. That's the voice of your ego. And it's typically always going to be coming from a space of fear, right? If I take time to exercise, if I take time to meditate, if I take too much time with my family, my business is going to fall apart. My schoolwork is going to fall apart. I'm not going to make as much money in my job. I'm not going to get as many sales and A, B, and C. All of these voices that you have in your mind that are telling you you can't take care of you because things are going to fall apart. That voice is not speaking from truth. That voice is actually throwing you out of balance. So I encourage you to spend some time in meditation, take care of your body, do your self-care because you know it's going to work, and start listening to your intuition more. Your intuition is going to be that quiet voice that is very calm, that is very rational. It's not going to be overpowering, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work to quiet down that ego mind so that you can hear the truth that is already within you, the truth that is already speaking to you every single day. You have a lot of beautiful things coming for you. Well, a beautiful life. I see a really beautiful life here. It's just shifting a couple things in your everyday life to help bring you back into balance. And I think you're going to get a lot of insights by doing some meditation on this ship card from your past life as well. If you enjoy this card reading, be sure to give it a like, a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And for those of you that really enjoyed this, that want to go a little deeper, feel free to reach out to me so that we can do a one-on-one reading for you, a little bit of coaching around some specifics and create a game plan for you so that you can bring your life into balance in the way that you desire it to be. This is pile 5 for past life reading with the emerald. First, we have here just your overall layout of what you might be experiencing in your life right now. We start out with the Two of Cups. This is romantic relationships. Things are in harmony, things are in balance. Perhaps this is something that you desire or something you might be experiencing now. And it's quite interesting because you actually have the Sword of Fives, which can represent betrayal. It can be selfishness. It can be a lack of harmony. So the fact that you have these two that are kind of in conflict are very interesting. For some of you, things might be in balance, but there's an underlying sense of selfishness inside your relationships, or you're really desiring to have this balance in your love life, in the relationships in your life, but there's a lot of mistrust, a lot of things that are kind of confusing you right now. And the Nine of Wands, this card here is really to encourage you to keep moving forward, to have hope, to not give up on whatever situation you're currently encountering with in your life at this moment. And it's really about finding that balance between it all, from allowing yourself to heal from some of this mistrust, to change your patterns, your mindset, so that you can experience more of the love that you truly desire in this lifetime. Your past life card is Persecution and Inquisition. This is quite interesting because this card is going to represent very similarly what the Five of Swords does. There's some betrayal, some mistrust, perhaps some abuse in past lives, verbal, physical abuse. There, for a couple of you, there may have been, I hate to say it, but a murder or a homicide, of sorts in a past life. Understand that when it comes to relationships, that there is past life karma. And when there are two human beings or two souls that decide to reincarnate multiple times together, there are groups of karmic souls that come together quite often, and they will switch roles. They will kind of hop, skip, and a jump around. In one lifetime, they may be lovers. In the next lifetime, they may be father and daughter, or mother and son, or sister and sister. There's a lot of different types of relationships that will shift from one lifetime to another as they reincarnate together. And this often happens for many reasons. It's a choice. It's a choice to come back into many lifetimes with similar souls, to have different experiences, to see what it would feel like to be in different roles in relationship to each other. With that said, there is also karma. When you have two souls that keep coming back into different lifetimes together, often there is a karmic debt there. And for some of you, for whoever is chosen this pile, understand that you may have some karmic debt with someone in a past lifetime that is currently in this lifetime. It may be a lover that you are currently with, that you have been with recently, that you are going to be with in the future. But this could also, I'm sensing for some of you, this might represent a lover in a past lifetime, and maybe they're here as a different relationship in this lifetime. Know that often some of this karmic debt will come back and forth, and perhaps someone abused you in a past life, or you abused someone in a past life, and then you come into this lifetime together again. But part of that is to heal that relationship. Maybe you wronged someone, and it is now your job to come back and appease them, to kind of reprimand what you did and treat them better in this lifetime. It could be that someone hurt you in the past and they are here to treat you better in this life. It could be the opposite. There's a lot of different ways that some of this karma can come back, where if you're struggling, if you're having a lot of struggles currently, just know that the reason was probably because of some past life bleeding. So understand that past lives, there's so many dimensions and things can bleed in and out. Time and space reality is irrelevant. I understand that in this 3D reality, we see time as linear. The sun rises and sets, days go by, weeks go by, months and years go by. But when it comes to past lives, there are theories out there that all lives are happening simultaneously. Past lives and future lives are happening at the exact same time right now. So it can be very easy for these lives to overlap, and you might have a relationship with someone and you feel like there's just some stuff that you can't, some vibrations, some energy, some feelings that you're not understanding because they're not necessarily coming from this lifetime. They're coming from a past lifetime. And that's where things are feeling really stuck. But I also want you to know and understand that that's okay. It's okay. Like, this is something that we all go through. Like, those of you that picked up this pile, this is a very common theme. Don't think it's like odd or unusual or super heavy, because this is just life. This is just how things work. And so when we can just step back and take that perspective of, hey, these things happen, and I guarantee you everyone has something like this going on at one point or another. But for you right now, it's really showing up. So just know that this is showing up for you at this time in your life, or it's coming in very soon, or it may even have just passed. You might have just broken up with someone and now you realize, oh, that's what this was. It was kind of like this karmic debt coming back to heal, to forgive, to make good, to make amends with some things that have happened in a past lifetime. And for you, we also have the 8 of Fire. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. So things are shifting for you right now. Things are shifting in this relationship. It's also inverted, which means that this could be stuck. Like, things are going to move fast, but maybe in a short period of time, maybe not right now, maybe in the next week or the next couple of weeks, things will start moving very quickly. And things are shifting in the relationship and in some of this past life bleeding that we have going on. You also have the King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a clear leader. Advice from someone creative. The King is very powerful. This is really about being in your power, having a lot of courage, stepping forward. You might, I'm sensing for some of you, have been kind of taking a back seat in your relationships, in your life. You might have been the submissive person in the whatever past life, parallel life is happening right now with you. And it's time to shift this. It is time to change this pattern and turn it right side up. I'm sensing that for a lot of you, It's about stepping into your power right now with what's going on in your life so that things can start moving a lot quicker. We want to see this start to shift so that you start to heal this relationship. The reason why whatever relationship has not fully healed, even if it's a past relationship, it could have happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You might still be holding on to trauma from an old relationship, and it hit you so deeply because of some past life bleeding as well. It is now time to let go. I am here to tell you it is time to move on. It is time to heal. This is what these new cards are telling us. It is time to get through this, to move, and to just let it go. To help you have a little bit of perspective, when I started experiencing past lives, I was picking up through psychic readings, through my coaching sessions, where all of a sudden someone was talking about something in their life, and these visions just kind of came into my awareness of some really dark past life events. And a lot of times the past life readings are kind of dark because the things that bleed over are the things that have really heavy emotion attached to it. The things that make us feel stuck and we're kind of confused can be very heavy. But what really helped me to get a really big picture is to realize that each of us have had hundreds, maybe even thousands of past lives and parallel lives going on. In every single lifetime, we have all experienced trauma. We have all experienced pain, physical pain, emotional pain, being betrayed, being hurt, being abused, experiencing poverty, death, sometimes horrible deaths, murders, all these things. We've all experienced bad stuff. Just so you know, we have all experienced bad stuff. And this life is not about things just being perfect. It's just about having experiences. And so when we start to gain perspective that it's normal, like this is just a normal pattern, it doesn't have to be so emotional. It doesn't have to be so heavy anymore. We don't have to hold on to it super tight as if I need to hold on to this trauma because if I let it go, something's going to happen and it's going to repeat. The opposite is actually true. The sooner you let go of the pain, the sooner you let go of the hurt of the past, the sooner your life opens up for you. The sooner you let go of all these patterns, the faster things start to move forward for you. And the faster you get into your power, the faster you create the life that you truly desire. So I encourage you to really let go, to forgive, to move forward, have the wisdom of what you have experienced, but you don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to feel that pain anymore. And to finish this off, we have two really beautiful cards here. Simplicity. Put your energy into the basics and let go of excess. That's beautiful. I mean, similar to what I just said, it's time to let go. It's time to let go of all the complicated past, of all the pain, of all the hurt, and just get back to the basics. Just get back to living your life and being really present, being mindful in the moment of all that you're grateful for, all that you have in your life. That is how you're going to heal. That is how you're going to heal the trauma of this past life and the bleeding or the experiences that you're experiencing now. It's just about simply being here. Love heals fear. There's a lot of fear in this past life. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people be less afraid. Love is the healing source of everything. So have love and compassion for yourself. Have love and compassion for whatever relationship is kind of bleeding over with this past life trauma that you've experienced. Send love to whatever relationships are in your current life. And then also keep it simple, right? Just come from a simple place of love, of gratitude, of letting go. That is how things are going to move. You're going to be in your power and create a lot more of what you desire to manifest in this life. This is a very empowering reading for you. If you take this in and allow yourself to really move forward with love and presence and mindfulness, that you will heal. You will heal very quickly and very fast. So I encourage you to take this in and allow yourself to move forward. For those of you that are feeling resistant, oh my goodness, do not let yourself get into the fear of the negativity of this card, because it's really not negative. It's just opening up your awareness so that you can get back to the basics, so that you can focus on your present, so that you can experience more love. The more you dwell on the pain, the more you are going to struggle and feel that fear more often. The more you focus on being in the present and allowing yourself to let go, the more experience of love you will have in this lifetime. So if you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a like, subscribe, and also hit that bell so that you get notified with all new episodes. And if you'd like to go a little deeper into any of your readings, be sure to connect with me. I do one-on-one coaching sessions. We can go a lot deeper into the practicalities of how to move forward with your life. We can discover some deeper patterns and signs, and then help you reprogram everything so that you can really step into your power and manifest the life that you truly desire. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you in the next episode.